Adonijah sets himself up as king. When King David was old and well advanced in years, he could not keep warm even when they put covers over him. So his servants said to him, "Let us look for a young virgin to attend the king and take care of him. She can lie beside him so that our lord the king may keep warm." Then they searched throughout Israel for a beautiful girl and found Abishag, a Shunammite, and brought her to the king. The girl was very beautiful. She took care of the king and waited on him, but the king had no intimate relations with her. Now Adonijah, whose mother was Haggith, put himself forward and said, "I will be king." So he got chariots and horses ready, with 50 men to run ahead of him. His father had never interfered with him by asking, "Why do you behave as you do?" He was also very handsome and was born next after Absalom. So, a quick reference as to what's going on is that when we left 2 Samuel, David had just built the altar, built another altar to the Lord, and he had really got control of, started getting control of the Promised Land, and he was making sure that the Philistines and the rest of the people, surrounding kingdoms, basically, making sure that their enemies were routed. And so now we're moving on, and we're getting ready to move on to the next person in line, which is going to be one of David's children. And so there's quite a bit going on. And so it's giving us a backstory kind of as to what's going on and how each of the children, especially the sons, were ready to rule. They were ready to rule. In this case, remember Absalom. Absalom already tried to take over the kingdom, and now you have yet another son, Adonijah, who is wanting to be king. So let's continue to read and see what happens. Adonijah conferred with Joab, son of Zerah, and with Abiathar the priest, and they gave him their support. But Zodok the priest, Benaiah son of Jehoiada, Nathan the prophet, Shimei and Rei, and David's special guard did not join Adonijah. Adonijah then sacrificed sheep, cattle, and fattened calves at the stone of Zaholeth near En-Rogel. He invited all his brothers, the king's sons, and all the men of Judah who were royal officials, but he did not invite Nathan the prophet or Benaiah or the special guard or his brother Solomon. Then Nathan asked Bathsheba, Solomon's mother, "Have you not heard that Adonijah the son of Haggith has become king without our Lord David's knowing it? Now then, let me advise you how you can save your own life and the life of your son Solomon. Go in to King David and say to him, 'My lord, the king, did you not swear to me, your servant, surely Solomon, your son, shall be king after me, and he will sit on my throne? Why then has Adonijah become king? While you are still there talking to the king, I will come in and confirm what you have said.' So Bathsheba went to see the aged king in his room when Abishag the Shunammite was attending him. Bathsheba bowed low and knelt before the king. 'What is it you want?' the king asked. She said to him, 'My lord, you yourself swore to me, your servant, by the Lord your God, Solomon your son shall be king after me, and he will sit on my throne. But now Adonijah has become king, and you, my lord the king, do not know about it. He has sacrificed great numbers of cattle, fattened calves, and sheep, and has invited all the king's sons, Abiathar the priest, and Joab the commander of the army, but he has not invited Solomon your servant. My lord the king, the eyes of all Israel are on you, to learn from you who will sit on the throne of my lord the king after him. Otherwise, as soon as my lord and the king is laid to rest with his fathers, I and my son Solomon will be treated as criminals." So, as you can see, Adonijah, there was, and with David's children, there were power struggles already. And It reminds me of like different TV series and such. But there's always power struggles, including including like bringing past to present. There's power struggles today, including within families and within companies and such, when it comes to moving to the next generation, or someone who had control and is passing the control over to someone else. There's always power struggles. And in this case, it was so much so that Adonijah didn't like Solomon, possibly because of jealousy, possibly because he knew that David eventually wanted to give him the kingdom. And so, to the point where Adonijah, when he would become king, that would put Solomon and his mother at risk, their lives at risk. And so, thinking about that and just how people are focused on power and authority over the relationship with the Lord. And so he was really focused on, Adonijah was really focused on obtaining the throne more so than really following what the Lord had in store for him. So reading over this first part, what kind of thoughts or feelings come to your mind when we read over this? How does it make you feel, and what does it make you think?